Hey, CrossFit Victorious Endurance Runners. This is Tim Janik here, your mobility expert. I just wanted to kind of go over the muscles that we're using when we're running. I actually just got through doing my workout today, and I got finished running in my my sandals. Okay, they pretty much nothing. So I started out in Ultra shoes. I've been running in pretty minimal, not very minimal, but somewhat minimal shoes for quite some time. I've been working a little bit on pose off and on. Today I really felt it a whole lot in my calves, and I know a lot of you have been talking about your calves feeling stiff. So what I wanted to do is go over a little bit of the anatomy here, okay? So here what we're looking at is 4 images of the back of the leg. This is your right leg, well, maybe not your right leg, but a picture of a right lower leg. That is the bottom of the foot right there. That's the back of the leg, and there's the back of the knee right there, okay? Anatomical terms, we call that the posterior view, okay? If we look at this muscle right here, that's called the gastroc. The gastrocnemius, that's your calf muscle. That's the one that looks really cool when you flex, okay? If we take that off, we cut it, we look at the next image right here, okay, you're gonna see a muscle called the soleus. Now, the difference between these two muscles is the gastroc right here crosses the knee joint and the ankle joint. The soleus, if you notice, it attaches right there actually below the knee and crosses the ankle joint, okay? Both of these muscles, they actually make up what's called the Achilles tendon right there, okay? So they come down and they blend into that. Now, some of you may not actually be feeling so much in the gastroc. You may actually be feeling more in the soleus, because the soleus is more of our workhorse. It's the one that does a lot of the, what we call plantar flexion, or pointing the foot. So if you look at my foot, it's whenever I do that motion. Now, whenever we're running, we're changing our sorry to get you dizzy there, but we're changing our stance from more of a heel strike, from striking at the heel, to now we're striking more on the forefoot, okay? So what that does is it does put a lot of strain back here on the back of the leg, okay? So what we want to do is we actually want to, I'm going to set this, which hopefully you did, and you're using the techniques, okay? We took the lacrosse ball, and we actually set it on the back of her leg and went back and forth, okay? Now to get more of the soleus, what we want to do is we kind of want to move downward a little bit, right at where we see that nice crease right there. So we actually want to put the ball about right there, okay? Start there. What you're going to do is the same thing that we did before, roll back and forth. Now if you've already done this and it hasn't helped, I'm going to show you another technique that's going to help. Then point and flex the foot, okay? So if you watched the last video, that was in the last video. This one, you need a lacrosse ball or a racquetball underneath, okay? And what we're going to do basically is put the ball, you can feel the shin bone here. You're going to put the ball on the back, just behind the shin bone. You're going to put this ball on the other side of the shin bone, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to compress that soleus right in there, okay? This is a great technique because what it does is instead of compressing the gastroc, which is on the back of the leg, we're going to compress underneath the gastroc, which is probably the muscle that you're feeling the most tight right now, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, I'm going to take my lacrosse ball, my racquetball's on the bottom, and I'm going to basically just compress right into that muscle and then point and flex, okay? This right here is really going to loosen up your calf if it's still feeling tight from Saturday, okay? If it's still feeling tight, it may mean that you're maybe not stretching enough. One thing to really check and make sure, I know it's been talked about a lot about, is making sure that you're staying hydrated, okay? So drinking enough water, the prescribed amount for pretty much any human being on earth is about half your body weight in ounces, okay? So I weigh about 195, so I'm gonna be drinking about 100 ounces a day, okay? That's my prescribed amount of water that I should be drinking every day, right? If you are drinking that much or more, you wanna also make sure that you're drinking quality water that's got the high amount of minerals in it that your body needs to process the hydration, okay? If you're not drinking water with minerals in it, then what's going to happen is it's just going to flush right through you. You're not going to get any hydration. You're still going to be dehydrated, have cramping muscles and all that, okay? The next thing after that is to make sure that you're getting enough electrolytes, all right? So some kind of electrolyte drink is very helpful with that, okay? I would stay away from Gatorade, it's got too much sugar. So what I'm doing here is I'm still working my way down, okay? I'm actually about here. This is where it's gonna get real nice as I start to get further down. That tendon actually gets a little bit thicker, okay? I'm going to feel a lot more tightness in there. But if I do this after I get through running, what's gonna happen is it's gonna keep my calves nice and loose. I'm gonna be able to recover faster. That means when I go out for my next run, I'm not gonna be suffering as much, okay? So if you don't wanna suffer, make sure you're doing this on a regular basis. And that could mean twice a day, 3 times a day, okay? A minimum of 5 minutes, okay? That would be for both legs. Not 5 minutes, just like 5 minutes that leg, but 5 minutes for both legs, okay? After I get through doing this and I've worked all the way down my leg, what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take my trusty dog leash here, okay? And I'm going to put my foot right around it here, just like that. I showed this in the other video. Now, the thing is if I keep my legs straight, I stretch the gastroc, the one that looks really cool when you flex, okay? So if I keep my legs straight, the gastroc gets stretched, which I can feel that behind my knee. I can feel that in the upper part of the calf, areas like that, okay? But if I take my knee and I bend it, then I'm getting the one that's the workhorse, the soleus, the one that's underneath the cool looking one, okay? So I'm gonna do the same thing, same stretch, just with the knee bend. I'm gonna pull my foot up, okay, with this muscle right here, and then I'm gonna push for about 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. After that, I'm gonna again pull my muscle, pull my foot up, assist with this rope, with the dog leash, and then I'm gonna push again, okay? So I should be getting a nice stretch on the back of my leg here. All right, after that, I'm gonna again pull my foot back up, get a nice stretch in there, and then I'm done. Okay, 3 to 5 times, that's all you really need. And then after you get through doing that, stand up, walk around it. I can already feel a big difference in the way that feels. My right one still feels really tight. My left one feels less tight. So, guys, if you're not stretching, if you're not mobilizing after you get through running, especially with this new change in running that we're doing, the pose method, you're gonna end up feeling really sore. You're gonna come down with issues like shin splints, tight ankles, plantar fasciitis, things like that, and then you're gonna say, oh, pose running doesn't work, okay? So the main thing is you've gotta work the tissues, you gotta mobilize the tissues, you gotta keep yourself healthy and hydrated. So until next time, I'll post another video probably in the next few days, and I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll see you guys Saturday morning at 6 a.m. All right, take care.